Hello and welcome to the Mesa Public Schools Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event today. My name is Jennifer and I'll be your facilitator. We've got some fantastic schools with us. I can't wait for you to learn all about them, or at least get a 6-minute sneak peek that is going to make you even more curious to learn more after today. But before we get started, I have a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can, though, use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. You can direct your questions to a specific school by including the school's name in with your question, or you can leave a question for all of our representatives to answer about their schools. This is just one of many different sessions that have been happening for students as a part of the Mesa Public Schools Virtual College Fair. We hope you've enjoyed the other sessions. Don't forget, this session, like all of the other previous sessions, is being recorded. They will all be available within the next week or so at the same website where you registered, strivescan.com/Greater Arizona. So, ready to start us off tonight? We're going to first be hearing from Oregon State University.
Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for being here tonight. My name is Heather Wilford. I'm with Oregon State University. I'm going to tell you all about Beaver Nation. So Oregon State is Oregon's largest public university. We have about 33,000 students that attend OSU at this time. A majority of them are located in our Corvallis campus, which is really the heart of Beaver Nation. Corvallis is about an hour and a half south of Portland, Oregon, and about an hour to the coast, right in the heart of the Willamette Valley, centralized in everything we love about the Pacific Northwest. We also have a smaller branch campus called OSU Cascades, which is in Bend, Oregon, very well known for that mountain town vibe and that outdoor adventure. So whether you're looking for a large school or a small school, Oregon State actually has you covered on both ends. Corvallis is a really fun place to live because it offers a great community for our students. It's definitely that college town atmosphere, something that we're nationally known for. And the campus itself has tons of activity throughout the year. And that's one of the things we love for our students, is them to have an opportunity to continue something that they're passionate about or they've loved being involved with, and to discover a lot of new things. So you have over 400 different student clubs and organizations at Oregon State. You have opportunities to study abroad, do research, get involved with one of our 7 cultural resource centers, go watch the Beavers play at Research Stadium, or cheer on the baseball team during the spring. There's so much to do and get involved with. We tend to find that students really want to explore more of their options. And so we find that a lot of our students are very engaged. They put themselves out there when they're not in the classroom, they're joining a club, they're doing Adventure Leadership Institute. There's just so much involved in Beaver Nation. In terms of those academic programs, we have over 200 of them. Some really key things to remember about OSUs in terms of academics is that none of our programs are impacted, and students can start in any major that they want to as an incoming first-year student. So that means you have 200 different options, so much to choose from. OSU is very research oriented. That's something that we really pride ourselves on, is our students being able to have that hands-on learning experience. That way, when they leave the classroom, they're leaving with more than just their degree. They're actually coming away with experience that they can put on their resume, they can talk about in a job interview, or as they enter their professional school. On your screen, you're going to see a list of our different academic colleges. That shows you a little bit of the depth that we have, everything from agriculture to engineering, liberal arts, to science, public health, education. We represent pretty much everything you can think of. So definitely use that QR code in the bottom right of your screen to explore some more. That's a really helpful tool to help you navigate the different options that are available at OSU. Oregon State is a holistic review process. So when students apply, we're going to be evaluating a number of different things with their application. So some of those would include your academic history. We want to see how you've challenged yourself in the classroom. When you apply, you will submit your transcript and we'll look at the types of classes that you've enrolled with. We'll also look at your grade trend, how well you've done throughout those years in high school, what your overall GPA is. Although we don't have a set minimum, we are looking for a 3.0 unweighted GPA or higher. That's a good competitive benchmark to consider. We also consider your college prep classes for a C- or better. In addition to that transcript review, we'll also look at your essay. So when students apply, you can apply through Common App or through our website. and you'll answer one of the 7 Common Apt prompts to tell us more about yourself, what you're interested in, what you've achieved. Maybe it's a challenge that you've faced, or just something that you're really passionate about. So this just really gives us a better view of who you are, not only as a student, but as a person and as a future community member of Beaver Nation. There's also space for you to add more about yourself through the activities list, the personal statement, our COVID question. So really feel free to add in some more to give us a better view of who you are. OSU is test optional, so it's up to you if you want to send in an SAT or an ACT score. We know a lot of students haven't taken the SAT or ACT because of COVID, and that's okay. You do not have to send that in. It won't hurt your chances for admissions or for scholarships. But if you do want to send in a test score that you have, feel free to do so. Oregon State has a fantastic honors college that offers a private liberal arts experience within a larger research institution. Small class sizes, an opportunity to do a thesis. They have some really amazing advising and course offerings to the Honors College. And if that's something that you want to participate in, you can actually apply to it through the admissions application. So there will be an additional section for you to submit for your interest with the honors program. More information about admissions is listed on that QR code. Of course, paying for college is definitely something to consider. There's a number of ways that students can get funding to go to Beaver Nation. The first is just by applying for admission. So submit your application by February 1st. We'll automatically consider you for some awards. Then once you're admitted to OSU, you have the opportunity to apply for additional scholarships through our Scholar Dollars application. That's how you can apply for academic specific program scholarships or some based off your extracurriculars. Of course, you want to make sure that you're also submitting FAFSA. You're probably hearing a lot about that from your school, so be sure to send that in to us by our priority deadline to learn what federal aid that you may qualify for. So students could get something from each of these different categories. The real big thing is to pay attention to those deadlines, right? Apply early, make sure you're getting those applications in. One of the scholarships we get the most questions about is WUI. WUI is part of our admissions-based award, so students are considered based on their admissions application. You just need to apply by February 1st to be considered, but WUI is a competitive scholarship. So not all students who are from a WUI state will receive WUI. Students who are not selected will be still considered for other admissions-based scholarships. Some more QR codes for you to check out. Be sure to get in contact with us. The Find Your Advisor tool is a great way to meet your admissions advisor. Thanks for being here.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Heather, for sharing all about Oregon State and also starting us off as the first school tonight. We're on to school number 2, and we're going to be hearing next from Portland State University.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So yes, I am Cree-Rose Duker. I am an admissions counselor at Portland State University. Currently, I'm actually in Phoenix, Arizona, but usually I am out in Hillsboro, Oregon, which is pretty much just like a little suburb of Portland. And so today I'm going to be telling you a little bit more about our university. This is a great aerial shot. For those of you who haven't been to Portland or maybe haven't been to Oregon before, this is a shot of our campus as well as the larger city. So this kind of U-shaped building with a tree in the middle is actually our campus library. We have a beautiful field. These are our PSU park blocks. And as you can see, we are very much a part of the larger city of Portland. Portland, Oregon, again, if you haven't been here before, is about a 30-minute drive to Vancouver, Washington. So you're in the northern part of the state. Our location is very urban, but as you can see, there's tons of nature and trees and greenery around still. And our campus is about 90 minutes from the mountains if you want to go snowboarding or skiing, and about 90 minutes from the beach as well if you enjoy the ocean. I do have a QR code for a digital brochure if you want some more info, and my contact info up here as well. And so these are some just kind of general facts about PSU. We are currently the second largest public university in Oregon. So we have about 26,000 students, but our average class size is 35. So we do try to keep that as small as possible. On campus, we have a really wide variety of majors and minors for our students to choose from. And currently we offer over 200 different academic programs. Right now, some of our top programs are going to be in fields like business, computer science and engineering, graphic design, health, and psychology, but we also offer a lot of unique majors. So things like creative writing, sonic arts and music production. We have a social work as well as child, youth, and family studies major. So lots of different opportunities here for you at PSU. We are also the most diverse public university here in Oregon. And so we have a really wide number of students who identify with diverse ethnic or racial backgrounds. And because of that, we have a lot of really unique resources for our students. So we have 12 different cultural and resource centers on our campus. And those are physical spaces, but they also have student groups and they host events. So that is a fantastic way to get involved. Other ways of getting involved are just like joining student groups and leadership, maybe getting a part-time job on campus. And at PSU, we also have 15 teams that are Division I, so that can be a great choice too. These are going to be our first year or freshman admissions requirements and kind of what we look for when you apply. At PSU, we do take a look at you holistically, and you'll notice that we are test optional. So you don't have to submit that SAT or ACT score. But in general, we are going to be looking at your GPA. So checking to see if you meet our minimum requirement, which is a 2.5 cumulative unweighted. And then we're also going to check to see if you have those subject courses that you've taken in high school. As long as you can check off both of those boxes, you're in a really great spot for PSU. We are what's known as an access university, so we don't have necessarily a cap on how many students we can admit, and none of our programs are impacted, so you would be able to start your major right away. We are also a member of that WUI program or Western Undergraduate Exchange, and that makes a huge difference if you're thinking about going to school out of state. For PSU, that is automatically awarded to any eligible student. And to be eligible, you just have to apply for admission to PSU by June 15th of your senior year, and then meet one of those academic requirements. So either having a 3.0 high school GPA or one of those test scores. And as long as you have that, it will be automatically awarded to you. Then we do have other scholarships you can apply for separately. Our scholarship application opens up November 1st and will close on February 1st for students. So you have a few months to fill it out. But we have dozens and dozens of different opportunities on there. So there will definitely be something you can apply for and hopefully get to combine with that WUI scholarship. And then events like this are a wonderful way to check out colleges and universities, but I also really encourage you to go more in depth if you can. For me, I actually came to PSU as an out-of-state student, and it really helped me to tour a bunch of different colleges here in Oregon and make my decision because our locations are very different. So if that's helpful to you, you might also want to sign up for an in-person tour. That's something that we're offering on campus currently. Or if you're a junior or a senior in high school, you can also sign up for Preview Day, which is virtual, and that'll just be on that link right there. If you do have any questions, feel free to drop those in the chat, or you can also reach out to me separately, and I have my contact info up here. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for presenting on Portland State. Just a quick reminder to our attendees, keep an eye on the chat today because our representatives will be putting emails and other contact information in there so you can just copy, paste that, grab and go. And also if you have questions, you can use that Q&A button to ask any questions you can think of to our representatives. They would love to answer them for you today. All right, so as you can see on this shared screen, our next school is the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Vanessa Aya. I use pronouns she, her, and I am with the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs Admissions Office. I'm so glad you're here. So the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs is a part of the CU system. We are the youngest and the smallest in the system. Not small by any means. We have about 12,000 students on our campus with an average class size of 25, 16:1 student faculty ratio, and not young by any means. Our campus was started a little over 55 years ago. On the screen now, you'll see that we have a wide variety of majors that we divide into 6 different colleges. I get asked a lot about our College of Business. I get asked about our College of Engineering and Applied Science and our Helen and Arthur E. Johnson Bethel College of Nursing and Health Sciences. You also see that we offer a College of Education, School of Public Affairs, if you're interested in criminal justice or social work. And then finally, we've got a lot of students in our College of Letters, Arts, and Sciences, where biology pre-med, psychology, communication are our most popular. Those all go up to the doctor level at our campus. I do want to note for you seniors out there, if you are applying to Colorado Springs and you're not sure, you're still deciding, you can apply as an undeclared student. I want to go ahead and highlight one area because the majors that you see on the screen, they just got a brand new building and they got it during COVID. Our William J. Hybl Sports Medicine and Performance Center is a wonderful collision space. Our students in those related majors of athletic training and exercise science, human physiology, they have their classrooms in there. They have access to their faculty, which include 8 MDs that are seeing patients. And so they get exposed to clinical opportunities. And finally, of course, they are exposed to undergraduate and graduate research opportunities in this building. If you didn't know, in the city of Colorado Springs, we are home to one of the U.S. Olympic Training Centers and the headquarters for the U.S. Olympic Committee. So there's a lot of related sports health organizations in our city. On the screen here, feel free to screenshot that. You will also find this admissions criteria on our website, uccs.edu. Like many Colorado public universities, we have gone test optional and will remain test optional. And so depending on what major you are looking to apply into, you'll see the minimum GPAs that we're looking for. Our acceptance rate is actually pretty high. We're at about an 80% acceptance rate. And so I encourage you to take a close look at our campus. We have some opportunities for scholarships and for financial aid. Our University of Colorado campus does participate in the Western Undergraduate Exchange Program, and we do it automatically for all majors except nursing. Our nursing students, however, don't fret. We would consider you under our PEAK scholarship, which brings you down almost to the same amount as the WUI tuition. And then of course, on top of both the WUI and the PEAK scholarship, we have other scholarship opportunities. The Chancellor's Leadership Class Scholarship is an example of a stackable award. So that can be on top of the WUI tuition or the PEAK award. And then we actually have a scholarship that does better than the WUI with our presidential scholarship. And so WUI tuition is usually resident tuition times 1.5. If you apply for the presidential and you earn that, it's resident tuition times 1.1. And so you'll see here a quick screen shot of our different tuition rates. Like I said, our Arizona students do, for the most part, come under the WUI tuition. And it's been wonderful this past fall semester to be back to the majority of our classes being on campus. About 80% right now of our classes are in person. Our students are enjoying it. It's wonderful to see events back on campus, clubs meeting in person. This is a shot of one of our campus events during New Student Orientation Week, that move-in week time for our students. And then of course, I have to leave you with a beautiful shot of Pikes Peak Mountain, which is, you can see pretty much from anywhere on campus. If you're not familiar, Colorado Springs is located 1 hour south of the capital city of Denver, and we're the second largest city after Denver. Arizona students, of course, can drive to us if they wanted to. For even our freshman students who live on campus are allowed to have their cars. They have their own parking garage. And then we have our own small airport, which with Southwest now flying through Colorado Springs Airport, you can fly nonstop from the Phoenix Airport. I appreciate your time tonight. And if you have any questions, please reach out. Thanks.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Vanessa, for presenting on the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs. We are off to our next campus, and that is going to be the University of Colorado Boulder.
Wonderful. Thank you all for being here and your attendance in tonight's presentation. My name is DeMonte Madden, and tonight we're going to talk briefly about the University of Colorado Boulder and some of the opportunities that we have for our students both near and far. Jumping right into it, the University of Colorado Boulder is located in Boulder, Colorado. Behind us, that is not a Photoshop photo. Those are the Flatirons, just located in Chautauqua Park. Some of the other examples that I'll briefly talk about will highlight some of the very unique opportunities that the University of Colorado offers, but it is not limited to the things that I speak about tonight. So we were ranked one of the top college towns for students in the USA and abroad to come and visit, and then find that this is a place of fit for those students to join for a four-year university. Within our College of Arts and Sciences overall, which serves most of our students, we do maintain an 18-to-1 student to faculty ratio. And then we have about 8 schools, colleges, and programs that are diversified between engineering, business, education, and others. And we'll talk about those as the presentation continues. We have over 4,000 courses of study within over 150 fields, and then over 525 clubs and organizations that our students have at liberty to join or create. One of the very unique opportunities that many of our students have is the diversified opportunity to engage in a multidisciplinary education at the University of Colorado. So the College of Arts and Sciences, which serves many students who are interested in social science, natural sciences, the arts, or humanities. The College of Engineering and Applied Science serves many different students, whether you're looking for aerospace engineering, biomedical engineering, computer science, and things of that nature. Our Lead School of Business is one of the oldest business schools in the country, providing a lot of mentorship for our students and for our faculty, who also keep relationships with folks all over the country and the world. And then moving along to our School of Education. Our School of Education is one of our smaller schools on campus. However, this program has a lot of opportunities to look at diversity, equity, inclusion, and social change, focusing on teacher licensure and also policy if students are interested in that. The College of Media, Communication, and Information serves many of our students on campus, looking more into augmented reality, seeing how data really is functioning with human spaces. And then our College of Music, which is serving many more students because we've recently received a large philanthropic gift, providing Boulder Laptop Orchestra, other ways to practice ensembles, and many opportunities for live performances. And then our program in environmental design, which allows many of our students to get involved at the campus, whether you're interested in architecture or other urban planning, things like that. Many students at the University of Colorado Boulder find that this is a place for students if you're really interested in being innovative. So as we continue through the presentation, thinking about the University of Colorado Boulder at large, we're going to think about it being Boulder. So that's something you may see when we have events and things like that. Some of these ways that it's broken down are between our on-campus housing opportunities for our students. So within our residential academic programs, which are short for RAPS, if a student is interested in natural sciences, for example, we have a place on campus where natural sciences and our students in environmental sciences are able to co-house and coexist. Likewise to that, with our living and learning communities on our campus, if you're interested in maybe climbing mountains every Saturday or going to the slopes with your friends, you also have those opportunities as well. And then we have our 12 traditional communities to build organic community on our campus. And at the University of Colorado Boulder, these are just some of the opportunities that our students have right in our backyard, whether that be at Chautauqua Park or Farron Field, or checking out opportunities to swim in our buffalo-shaped pool at our rec center. There is something for each and every student at the University of Colorado Boulder, and it's pretty special because for the creatives, we have different museums on our campus, the Museum of Natural History or Geology museums, or for the researcher, over 90 research centers throughout our campus. Or maybe a student is interested in studying abroad. So we have over 400 education abroad programs within over 63 countries and providing more opportunities to help our students find success. So within our Writing Center, we provide free tutoring for all of our first-year students on campus. And students, we have about 42% of our students coming from out of state. So CU Boulder provides many different support services for those students, whether that be specific accommodations, helping you get prepped for headshots for your internships, or building resumes and things while you're on campus. We want to provide as much support to our students as possible. Also, we have Native American resources for our students, understanding that those students are a very large part of our entire picture. So these are just some of the examples that we have at the university. And then as we begin to wrap up the presentation, I want to highlight from this page, this is all on our website, but the largest thing is when you're submitting an application, do it with authenticity. No one can tell your story like you can tell your story. And then we are test optional for the foreseeable future. And then some of our important deadline dates would be November 15th. So November 15th would be our early action deadline. So students, when you submit your application by November 15th, you will receive your admission decision by February 1st. Likewise, if you submitted an application by January 15th, you will receive your admission decision by April 1st. And these are our visit experiences. So please check us out and come visit us. We are open, whether that be virtually or in person. So thank you so much. My name is DeMonte Madden. If you have any questions, I'll drop my information in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Demonte, for presenting on the University of Colorado at Boulder. We're off to our next Colorado school, Colorado Mesa University. Hey, Mitchell, we can see your screen, but we can't hear you yet.
Better?
Yes, definitely.
Awesome, cool. All right, I'll get it going then real quick. My name is Mitch. I'm one of the admissions counselors from Colorado Mesa University. We'll kind of get into it. We're actually located, so we're in Colorado. We're about 40 minutes away from the Utah border, so definitely on that western side of Colorado. With that, like I said, at CMU, it's like the education that and the lifetime of value that you want. So here's just some of the stories you can kind of take a quick peek at of some of our students that are coming from all around the world. Like I said, we definitely are a growing population with about 11,000 students. So it's definitely going in the right way. And especially with that Bowie Mountains and Plains, we have a few different opportunities for those out-of-state students, which I'll talk a little more here soon. So a place, like I said, just west of Ordinary. So we're about, as you can see on that bottom left map, 40 minutes away from Utah, about 2.5, 3 hours away from the Denver area. With that, we have 11,000 students in, like I said, beautiful Colorado, coming from 33 different countries and 49 different states. So you're going to get people from all over the place. With that, like I said, having 118 different majors, varying anywhere from certificates all the way up to doctoral level classes as well, and just a really good representation of the beautiful area. Personalized attention and support. This is definitely something that was pretty big. From the very start to the very end, you'll have 0 teaching assistants. So there's no TA, grad assistants, nothing like that. You get that one-on-one experience. 89% of our classes have less than those 40 students. So you really get that, you're not just a number here, the one-on-one. And then a 1 in 19 faculty to student ratio, which is a very unique opportunity. You have that exact faculty advisor assigned to you specific from your program. So they'll help you with internships, clinicals, anything you need along those lines. All right, so making history, don't just study. So here's definitely a list of some of our bigger majors. I'll talk about our biggest 5. One of them is going to be engineering. We're actually partnered with CU Boulder, the group before us, for engineering, mechanical, civil, and computer science. Another one is our health science, criminal justice, exercise science, and business is our biggest programs. With that, like I said, you could definitely see all the other ones. And we like to talk about our Western Community College, which is about 5 minutes away from campus, more of our technical side. You still get the hands-on welding, electric lineman, aviation, stuff like that. You still live in the dorms, you still get access to everything. You just go take those classes over there. So another opportunity as well. So if you're kind of on that other end of the more technical side, like to make it with applied learning. That's definitely something we like to preach. We want to get you in there as soon as possible. You can see in that top left pictures, like our brand new 5-star hotel we just built on campus. Our business students, hospitality management, culinary arts are actually running that. So like I said, everything we want to do from freshman to senior, we want to get you in there doing that hands-on. All right, learning without walls. So we have 300+ days of sunshine. Like I said, it's definitely in beautiful Colorado. We're about 40 minutes away from the nearest ski resort. So if you want to kind of enjoy the mountains, go up there, you're more than welcome to. I kind of like to say you could throw a stone in any direction and find something to do. So whether it's skiing, snowboarding, floating the river, there's definitely something to always do. as well as our outdoor program. So they have 75 different weekend trips. As a student, you could go down there, you get a discounted rate on renting out all the equipment you like, as well as sometimes they'll take our students to like Uray and they'll teach them how to ice climb and do the hot springs pool. So like I said, as all the other Colorado schools have said, it's very outdoorsy, very beautiful. That's definitely something huge as well. All right, so the people make the place. So out of those 11,000 students, about 2,600 of them live on campus in our 13 different resident halls. We have over 120 plus different clubs and 2,000 student events. So it's a very engaging community. It's almost a community within a community. There's always something going on, student run events, concerts, stuff like that. And we also have 52 different countries in our study abroad program. So that's a very unique program where you could pay the CMU tuition and fees, but you'll be paying the room and board over there. So it's a really good way to, let's say, travel, explore, see all that as well while you're getting your education. All right, so the Maverick spirit in action. We take a lot of pride in our sports. We are Division II. We have 28 NCAA Division II sports. With that, you can kind of see on the bottom left some of the big accolades they've had, some national championships. One of the divers is a 6-time national championship. So we take a lot of pride. Below that, we have our club sports as well. So if that's something you just want to stay involved in, try some new sports, it's a really good way to still travel, good gear and all that. And then the intramural sport leagues is right below that too. So with that, 1,500 students involved in that, you could do anything from they have tournaments, events. So like I said, we definitely take a lot of pride and it's a good way to stay involved. All right, so we're going to guide you every step of the way. This is the same thing. We want to give all the students all the opportunities as possible. We understand leaving friends, family, home, and all that very intimidating. We want to give you the resources to succeed. So we have that peer tutoring. We have a free tutoring center on campus, as well as a career service. So you can go down there, do the mock interviews, resumes, internship setups, all that as well. A lot of different first generation student supports, which would be like our SSE, our student success and engagement. It's a really good opportunity to allow our students, like I said, give you all the support you need. There's a lot of different programs, but we'll kind of keep going for now. Invest in yourself. We have among the lowest tuition and fees among four-year colleges in Colorado. So that's definitely something we want to take into account, make it obtainable and affordable for you. And 100% of our CMU merit scholarships are renewable, which we'll kind of touch base a little more in a second on that. Estimated pre-financial aid costs. This is a huge one, as most of these individuals and all the Colorado ones are talking about the WUI. That's something as well that we offer that kind of gives you that reduced out-of-state tuition. So make it obtainable for you to leave out of state and not be paying an arm and a leg. So really good representation in the middle of kind of what you're looking at. The renewable merit scholarships is another big one. As a student, you meet 2 out of 3 criteria with us, and you could automatically be awarded that money the whole time you're there. It's definitely unique. We do as well as a super score. So you could take the ACT or SAT more than once. We'll kind of combine it and give you a super score as well. So take the best math, English, etc. So definitely want to make it obtainable, like I said, to leave out of state too. All right, so same thing. We have other different scholarship opportunities that come with that, whether you're a first generation student or if your parents graduated. So yeah, I think that's about it. So I appreciate you guys' time. I'll drop some my contact information below. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mitch, for presenting on Colorado Mesa University. All right, we're on to our next school. We are going to be hearing from University of Utah.
Hi, everyone. I'm from the University of Utah. I am just pulling up my presentation. I will be just
I'll confirm for you when we see it so you can feel confident to get started. We're not seeing anything yet, Lena. Oh, here we go. All right, it is shared. And if you want to go to full screen presentation mode, perfect. Take it away.
awesome. So this is our campus located in Salt Lake City, Utah. We are a full-fledged college city. We are within a day's travel by car of 5 national parks, 7 world-class ski resorts are within 45 minutes. And then downtown Salt Lake is just 10 minutes away from campus. And all students have access to public transportation as part of their tuition. So any transportation cost is covered in tuition. We have 2 campuses. There's one in Salt Lake City, Utah, and then there's another one in Incheon, South Korea. So students are able to study in South Korea as well on campus there. That's the university that's taught by university professors, and also the tuition cost is the same. We have about 24,000 undergraduate students, and we're still growing. Even though we are a full-fledged college community, a huge campus, we still have a 17-to-1 student to faculty ratio. And then the average class size is 23 students. We're a tier 1 research institution. Most of our professors are involved in research. So there's plenty of opportunities for students to work alongside professors and different professionals in whatever field of study that they want to go into. We highly encourage that. We're also part of the Association of American Universities, and that allows us to be in great standing with schools such as Stanford, MIT, and Harvard. We offer over 150 academic programs and degree programs as well. So majors, minors, and certificates. There are plenty of options to live on campus. This area in the center at the top is one of our newest buildings, and that houses freshman students. All the students that are living in this building are going to be freshmen, so it gives them a chance to kind of build a sense of community and have students that are also kind of navigating their way through campus. But then we also have living and learning communities as well. We have the Lasan Studios, which is for entrepreneurship. A lot of startups are housed in there. So there's like a living space, but then there's also office space down below. And then we also have the housing option of where students get to live for Greek life as well. So there's plenty of options for different housing opportunities, just depending on what you're interested in. We also have over 600 student clubs and organizations, whether that be from cultural to religious to recreational. There's a group for everyone available on campus. And even if there isn't, there's plenty of opportunity to create your own signature experience. We highly encourage students to be involved in a club because as well as us encouraging academic success, we also want social success as well. So we want students to feel like they belong and find their support group. For our admissions process, we are taking a holistic approach. So we will look over course rigor and then also just personal achievements and characteristics, community engagement, volunteer experience, just any hands-on activities that students have had. We also welcome students to submit their ACT and SAT scores, although it doesn't really have much of an emphasis. It doesn't really have that much of an impact on your application process. We want to get to know students more than a test score. So we highly encourage students to give us as much information about their personal achievements and just what they're involved in outside of schoolwork. Our application is available on admissions.utah.edu, but also on the Common App. And our early action deadline is December 1st. If you submit your application by the December 1st early action deadline, you're automatically considered for merit-based scholarships. And then you also find out your admissions decision by January 15th. We also would like students to send in their official transcript, even if they're not finished with the whole year, we still encourage them to send that in to submit to get their application in by that early action deadline to be considered for the merit scholarships. We do take part of the Western Undergraduate Exchange Program, and that allows students to attend our university at a discounted rate. So recipients would only pay 150% of in-state tuition, and it is renewable for 4 years. All majors are included. All students have to do to qualify is just have a 3.0 GPA and then complete their application by that December 1st deadline, and then be from one of those Western undergraduate exchange states. Also, if students know that they might probably in their field of study might need to do more than 4 years, we highly encourage them to just establish residency. Utah is one of the second easiest states to establish residency in. You just have to be physically present in the state of Utah for 12 continuous months and then prove financial independence and establish domiciliary ties, which means basically getting a driver's license or car registration, voters registration for the state of Utah. And then you apply for residency and you are paying for resident tuition right after that. The cost breakdown, tuition and fees for residents, non-residents, and then WUI. So if you were to establish a residency, that would be in that first category. And then if you want to do the WUI undergraduate exchange program, it would be on that last part. And then, yeah, we're open for tours. So we highly encourage students to come visit our campus and fall in love with it. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing all about the University of Utah. All right, we still have a few minutes together, so I'd love to do at least one live Q&A question. So I'd like to invite all of our representatives to come back on camera. So you are all definitely the pros in the admissions process and have a lot of words of wisdom and tips for students and their families. So I'd love to hear from each of you a piece of advice. What would you tell someone going through the college search process right now? We're going to go in the exact same order that you presented. So we're going to start with Oregon State, work our way to the University of Utah. When the representative ahead of you finishes, just turn your microphone on and answer. I won't call on you in between. We'll just flow 1 through 6.
Great. Well, I'm going to take one that I think everyone probably has on their list. So I'm glad I'm going first. But I'm going to say, check your email because we send you a lot of great information in your email, and we don't want you to miss that information about deadlines and things like that. So make sure you use an email that you're actually going to check and keep an eye on that and keep it organized throughout your cause search process.
Yes, I absolutely second that. And I would just add, don't be shy about asking questions when they do come up, or when you have something pop up. You, of course, have folks at your school that you can connect to. You have us as admissions counselors, and then you also hopefully have some family and friends you can chat with about that too. So when questions about college pop up, just remember that you have all these people to ask, and then reach out to at least one of us, if not multiple.
So as a parent, I just went through the college search with my oldest son. He is now a college freshman. I had questions as a parent, but students, I want you to ask the questions that are important to you. He asked things about food. He asked things about his kitchen and where he lives. And those are important. So please don't be afraid to ask us all the questions.
Yeah, I'm going to take something that the University of Utah just said about making it your signature experience, having an authentic application, and then finding your fit. So I think it couples with what everybody's saying.
I'm going to have to say, for most of us all, when you're getting a text from us, we're real people. Please reply back, ask questions. We want to be another resource too. So don't think we're a robot. We're here to help too. So.
Yeah, basically everything that everyone has said, just feel free to ask questions. And also, like, this is your college experience. So if you want to make the most of it, know that there's resources available for you, know that we're here for you. Like, we want you to succeed. We want you to be happy with your choices. And so we're just here for you. So feel free to reach out.
I definitely hope that's one thing that anyone watching, whether live or on video, takes away, is that yes, admissions counselors are real people. They really want to be a resource. And also remember, there is way more information about all of these campuses, about their programs and activities beyond just these 6 minutes. This is just a sneak peek to hopefully pique your curiosity and help you learn some basic facts and figures. So definitely follow up after today. All right, I think we can do this before we wrap up. I love ending on this note. And so I wanted to squeeze in one last little question. So I'd love to hear from each of you as we get ready to depart. One thing or a few words that you think best describe your campus, or something that you want students to remember and really take away as your parting thought for today. We're going to go in the same order, and I think we can get it done. So, all right, Oregon State. Heather, thanks for starting us off again.
Great. So I'd say just the thing to remember about OSU is Beaver Nation is a great community where students take their education seriously, but not themselves too seriously. So you can be an engineer and start the Corgi Appreciation Club when you're here.
And this is a hard one for me, but I would just love to reiterate that we are an urban campus. We really honor sustainability, and we want our graduates and our students to go out there and create positive change. So our motto is let knowledge serve the city.
So I forgot to mention at the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs, we have a Bachelor of Innovation or a BI degree. It's copyrighted. Only entrepreneurs would think to do that. And so we are the only school you will find a Bachelor of Innovation at.
At the University of Colorado, you can find your fit, get in contact with us, and be bolder. Thank you for being here.
I would say the biggest thing about CMU is very hands-on, engaging. We want to keep you in there rather than being in the books all the time.
I want students to remember that if they want a college community and support system, but also success, the University of Utah is available for all of those things.
Awesome. That's one of my favorites. I feel like you just got a little extra sneak peek of what each community and culture of campus really thinks is important and valuable. All right, so we have reached the end of our time together officially. Thank you to all of our admissions representatives for sharing not just the facts and figures, but just the excitement, the energy you have for the students' experience on your campus in and out of the classroom. For everyone who's watching, again, I hope this piqued your curiosity. Maybe you were curious about coming to one of these states. Maybe there was one school that caught your eye, but I hope you're leaving today thinking, I've got 6 awesome schools that I need to check out more to see what they have to offer, and knowing that you have even more amazing choices out there. So I hope you have some fun with your college search process. Yes, it can get overwhelming, but it's also a really cool adventure to see what's out there, to explore, because you never know where you might end up for your college adventure. All right, and now the logistics. When you close your screen, you're going to be linked to a very quick 5-question survey. I promise, super short. We would appreciate any feedback that you can provide. We really appreciate that you have been participating in the programming that has been put on through the Mesa Public Schools Virtual College Fair for Greater Arizona. We hope that you are excited to go back and maybe catch this presentations recording or check out the recordings for other amazing schools of sessions you perhaps weren't able to attend. You'll be able to see all of the presentation recordings posted at the same website where you registered, strivescan.com/Greater Arizona. Thanks again, everyone, for taking time out of your day, whether live or the recording. We hope this is helping you as you move forward in your college search. Have a great night, everyone.